Now, in a matter of hours, there will be another Maryland court hearing for a man mistakenly deported to El Salvador. A government official is set to testify in the Justice Department's plans to deport Kilmar Abrego Garcia if he is released from custody. Now, the DOJ has charged Abrego Garcia with human smuggling. That's an accusation he has denied. CBS News Department of Justice reporter Jake Rosen has the very latest on that and joins me to discuss. So, Jake, we know a hearing was held on Monday where federal prosecutors were grilled on the deportation plans for Abrego Garcia. What's expected today?
Well, that's right, Vlad. A federal judge on Monday said it was like nailing Jell-O to a wall and trying to figure out what the Trump administration wants to do with Abrego Garcia, whether it's to prosecute him, as the Department of Justice has said, and you just pointed out, or to remove him from the country if he's released during pretrial proceedings in his case in Tennessee. There were no clear answers on Monday, and thus the judge ordered testimony today. It will be from an ICE official who's in charge of removal operations across the country, who will be put on the spot by Abrego Garcia's attorneys and also the government to answer what specifically the timeline is and the plans. The Justice Department attorneys who argued on Monday said the likeliest option is that Abrego Garcia, if he were released, would be sent to a third-party country. That country has not been named yet. They also said they would be willing to, in a court filing today, potentially revisit that court order that blocks him from being sent to El Salvador. Certainly a lot to watch going forward, as this case just seems to keep on going and going.
So let me ask you about the reasoning that the Trump administration is doubling down on the redeportation, despite orders from the judge to allow the judicial process to play out.
We've really seen kind of the left arm not talking to the right. When the charges against Abrego Garcia were first announced, I asked Attorney General Pam Bondi if she could pledge to not just the administration, but to reporters in the room that they would actually see this prosecution through, as the Department of Justice has really dropped a lot of charges against people who are not in the United States illegally and just moved to deport them instead. Obviously, that kind of solves the problem in a lot of ways. She said that they were committing fully to do that. That's clearly not the case, because the Department of Homeland Security and ICE have both said in court filings in Tennessee and Maryland that if he's released even for moments, that they would take him into custody from the U.S. Marshals and move to remove him immediately.
Wow. All right. Jake Rosen reporting from Washington. Jake, thank you.